Hey everyone, welcome to the Alba Method and day 20 of our 30-day movement challenge. So today's class we're going to be focusing on mobility and agility in our hips, knees, and ankles. Today's flow is about building piece by piece so we make that really strong mind-body connection with what the body is doing so that we're able to move safer and more effectively both on and off the mat. Today you're just going to need your body and your mat. When you're ready, I'll meet you there. Okay, today we're going to start on our knees. So if you have a knee injury or you have any issues with your knees, you may want to grab a block for this, or you can always add some padding underneath your knees. But I want you to come with the tops of the feet down and the hips on the heels. And I want you to draw the shoulders up towards the ears and just take a couple shoulder circles as you rest your hands on the tops of the thighs. Just gently close the eyes. As always, just taking a moment or two to get connected to our breath, get connected to our space, and get connected to this practice. Just noticing from the crown of the head to the tips of the toes where we're at. Good, and gently open the eyes and inhale, reach your arms up, bring your palms to touch and just draw the hands through heart center. And do that a couple times. Inhale, reaching the arms up and drawing those hands through heart center. And one more time, inhale, reaching those arms up. And now from here, start to rise up onto your shins, lifting the hips and bringing them over the knees. From here, bringing your arms down by your side. Keep your glutes nice and strong. We're going to stay nice and straight through the upper body as we start to lean back, really pressing the knees and the tops of the shins down into the mat. Just gauging where your range of motion is. Good. Shifting back forward with the hips stacked over the knees. Do that 2 more times. Just lean back, engaging the quads, engaging the glutes, staying strong through the legs, and then just shift forward. And again, not moving to a place of pain, but just moving to that place where you feel that tension and then coming back. Good. Do that 1 more time, pressing through the tops of the feet, the tops of the shins, lean back, squeeze the glutes, and then come back to center, shifting your hips back to your heels. Leaning all the way to my left, I'm going to take my left hand out to the side. I'm going to extend this right foot out in front of me. And then rolling to that right hip, I'm going to bring this left foot out just a little. Again, this may be intense on the knee, so you can always just sit here with the hip on the heel. But if you're okay here, start to shift so that we're sitting on that right hip, flexing that right foot. Good, and then we're going to move our whole body. We're going to shift back onto that left heel, sweep that right heel underneath, and switch sides, extending that left foot out and rolling onto that left hip. Just pause. Continuing to press down through the top of that right foot. Just notice what you're feeling through that quad and that leg. And then coming back to center. Good. Switching sides, taking that right leg out and extending that right hip. From here, we'll take that left foot out and pull that left heel in towards your left glute. So I'm taking my right hand all the way off my mat so that I can really lean onto that right side. I'm going to extend these left fingertips up and bring this left shoulder all the way to the inside of that left knee here. Good. I'm going to spin my left palm so now the back of the arm is pressing into my knee and just rotate around. I'm going to come back, rotating that arm, and now reach that left arm up. Do that 1 more time. Extend those left fingertips forward and then start to wrap that arm around that left knee. Extend that left arm forward and come back up. Good. Adding on, extending that left arm forward. Go ahead and wrap around that left knee. Pause. Pressing tricep into knee and knee into tricep. Coming back to center. Now from here, lean back, pick up that right foot, reach for your right toes, lower that right heel. Shifting forward, wrap that left arm around. Come back to center. Lift that right heel up, reach for the toes, feel that quad get involved. And shift, releasing that right heel 1 more time. Wrap that left arm around that left knee. Coming back to center, reach for those right toes. Use that hip flexor to lift the leg. Good. Coming back into center, extending that left heel and taking that right foot behind you. Good. Again, coming onto that right hip or staying on that left hip. Just pause here. Notice what you feel. And then we'll rotate. Bringing that right heel in towards the glute, really exaggerating that movement to test your range of motion. And then same thing, I'm going to bring this right arm all the way to the inside of that right knee, pressing my right knee into my right shoulder. And then I'm going to spin with the palm all the way around that right knee. Pause. Come back to center, reaching for the left toes. Extend the arm up to start. Again, create some room for yourself. So get that shoulder to the inside of the right knee, rotating that hand, reaching it behind you, and then rotate back, extend the arm up. One more time, just like that, nice and slow, connecting that movement. Coming back to center, inhale, reach up. And now we add on, taking that half bind, wrapping that arm around the right knee. Coming back to center, now shifting back, lift those left toes, reach for the left toes with that right hand. Slowly release that heel and do it again, wrapping that right arm around. Coming back to center and lift those left toes off the mat. One more time, shifting, moving the whole body together. Notice my left hand doesn't move much. And then lift those left toes, coming back to center. Good. From here, extend both heels out and pause. Just shake out the legs and just notice the difference. Good. From here, take some ankle circles and switch directions. And then just drop on down to your forearms. Pause here. So picking up that right foot, just bend the knee and extend that heel out. Do that 2 more times. Pulling the knee into the chest and extend the heel. Hover about 1 inch above the ground. One more time. And extend that heel. Pulling that knee in. Just take a few hip circles on this right side. Rotating that knee out. Keeping the left leg strong. And just waking up those hip joints. Good. One more time. Just breathe as you breathe and then switch directions. Pulling that knee in. Extend the heel. Spin the toes out. Pull the knee in. Extend the heel. 2 more. And last one. Good. Release that right foot. Pause here. Inhale, lift the chest, lift the gaze, press through the elbows. Exhale, pull the low ribs in. Come back to your foundation. Squeeze your butt underneath you. Elevate that left heel. Pull knee into the chest, upper thigh to low belly, and then hover that heel. Good. Pull knee into chest, and then hover that heel. Pause. Knee into chest, and hover that heel. Last time, knee into chest. Hover that heel. This time, pull that knee in. Start to rotate the knee open and take those hip circles on the left side. Good. Again, keeping that left foot as close to the right leg as possible. Isolating the movement right through this hip. Creating some movement, creating some freedom if you feel any tension. Good. One more time in this direction. And then we'll just switch directions. Good. Switching those toes out. Taking it out to the side and then knee pulls back into the chest. Every detail matters here. Getting that full rotation through the hip. Good. Keeping that right leg strong for stabilization. Last time. Good. Good. From here, plant your feet. Rise up, bringing the hands to the tops of the knees. Here, just find a little organic movement through the spine. So a few cat and cow of sorts, lifting the chest, and then rounding through the spine, dropping the chin to the chest. Beautiful. From here, bringing the hands behind you, take your feet wide. So we're going to start to rotate onto the inner edge of that right foot, pressing that knee all the way to the ground, and then coming back to center, keeping the feet active. Same thing, left side. I flex my left toes, that left hip comes up, pressing that left knee down to the ground. And then come back to center. One more time, each side. Just notice the difference in the knees and in the hips so far. Good. Coming back to your center, go ahead and cross the ankles here and come to a tabletop position. Coming to 4 points, so the hands underneath the shoulders and the hips over the knees. And again, just notice the difference. Tucking the toes under and just pause here. Good. From here, tuck your toes under. And you're going to start to hover those knees right above the mat. From here, you're going to start to shift your hips back towards your heels, staying on the balls of the feet. Look forward between the hands, but the arms are straight and pressing down and forward into my palms. And then I'm going to come back to center. Just let the knees rest gently on the mat as you find a cow face pose. Good. Do that again. Pull the low ribs in. Hover those knees. Take your hips back towards your heels. And then coming back to center. Remember not to slam the knees down, but gently control that release as you lift the chest and the gaze for cow. Good, one more time. Start to pull the chest in, lifting those knees, take your hips back towards your heels, and come back to that tabletop position. Good, pausing here. Start to lift the knees once again, and now start to lift the hips as you come into downward facing dog. Start to pedal out those heels. Just pause, making those little adjustments through the hands and the feet. Lift and lower the heels just a couple times. Any organic movement that feels good here. And just pause. Good. Start to shift forward to a plank position. And then shifting back into your downward facing dog. Do that 2 more times. Again, just creating some movement through the whole body. Getting the body warmed up. 1 more time. Shifting forward. And shifting back. Pause here. From here, start to lift the heels. So really standing on the balls of the feet. Engage your legs. Pull the belly in and really press through the hands. And then just let everything soften. Allowing the heels to drop and just exploring this down dog. Good. Inhale, lift the heels. This time, reach your right leg up to the sky. Bend the knee and pull the knee in towards the chest, shifting shoulders over wrists, and then reach that right leg right back up. Good. This time, step through to a lunge and pause. So building puzzle piece 1, bring your back knee down. And from here, leaning into that left hand, reach your right arm up. Finding a twist through the ribs, pushing through that left hand. Front foot is strong and stable. And then that right arm is going to rotate back behind you. It's going to sweep down. You're going to pick up your back knee, and that's going to bring you up to a high lunge. Pause here. Continue to lunge into that right foot. Good. From here, bring your hands down and step back to downward facing dog. Just reset. Good. Inhale, lift the heels. Start to reach your left leg up. Nice and slow. Bend the knee, pull the knee in towards the chest, rounding through the spine, activating the core, and then left leg goes up once again. Same action, stepping through to the lunge. Landing light, bring your back knee down. Keep that right hand where it is. Take your left arm to the sky. Continue to push into that right hand to lift up through the left. Keeping that front foot strong, and then that left arm is going to rotate back, down to lift you up to a high lunge. Reach the arms up. Again, back heel is up, back leg is strong, standing strong on that left foot. Framing the foot once again with those hands, step back to your downward facing dog. Just reset. Adding on, reach your right leg up. Good, bend the knee, knee into the chest, rounding through the spine, upper thigh to low belly, and then send that leg back up. Good, stepping through to a lunge, pause here. Back knee comes down, take that twist. That right arm rotates back, down to sweep you up. Good. Adding on, framing that foot. From here, I'm going to spin my right toes and spin my left toes all at the same time. I'm using my right hand for support to bring my hips all the way down. Good. So then I'm going to use my hands to then pick myself up, rotating those right toes forward and the left heel up. Plant the palms, step back, downward facing dog. Continuing on, lift that left leg up, inhale. Knee to chest as you exhale. Good. Inhale, lift up. And exhale, coming back to that lunge. Pause. Back knee comes down. Right hand stays stable as you rotate up in that twist. Beautiful. Start to rotate those left fingertips back, following the gaze all the way up. Pause. And then releasing the hands to the mat. Hold. My left hand is there to support my hips, so I'm going to spin my left toes. As I spin my right toes, I'm going to sit all the way down and then bring the arms out in front of me. I'm going to take those hands back to where they were, spider tipping the fingertips to rotate that right heel up, rotate the left toes forward, and step back, downward facing dog. Take a breath in and let it go. Adding on, reach the right leg up. Pull the knee into the chest, stay strong. Good, right leg reaches up. Same action, stepping through to that lunge. Back knee comes down, right arm reaches up, twist. Remember not to reach back behind you, but just reach straight up above you. Good, that right arm rotates back, down to sweep you up. Back leg nice and strong, and then we frame that foot. Spin those right toes in as you rotate the left toes up. Take your butt to the mat. Now from here, start to rotate that right knee down. just like we did in the beginning of class. Good. Rotate that knee up. Use your hands, moving the right toes, moving that left heel. Step back, downward facing dog. Good. Left leg reaches up. Pull the knee into the chest. Good. Left leg up again. And step through to that lunge. Pause. Back knee comes down. Rotate through those left fingertips. Reach up. Good. Left hand sweeps behind you to bring you up to that high lunge. Pause. And then framing that foot once again. The toes turn in as I rotate my hips down to the mat. Now from here, you can use your hands for support or maybe try without the hands, pressing that left knee down. And then my hands move with my body to rotate back to that lunge and step back, downward facing dog. Let's try that again. Right leg up. Good. Pull knee to chest. Good. Right leg up. And step through lunge. Remember, the whole body moves together. Back knee down as the right arm reaches up. Reach that right arm back behind you to lift you up to that high lunge, and then framing that foot once again. Whole body moves together. Rotate those right toes, rotate the left toes, slowly bringing that right knee down and facing back. Good. Rotating that right knee up. Stand on that front foot as you rotate the toes forward. The left heel lifts up. This time, sweep your right leg high. Good. Bending that knee and opening the hip. Draw it through to half pigeon here. Right knee to right wrist. Sliding that left foot behind you. Just inhale, lift the chest. Use your fingertips to lift the upper body up. And then plant your palms. Pause. Tucking your back toes. Start to pull that right knee back into the chest. Beautiful. Right leg reaches up. And release, downward facing dog. Good. Make those little adjustments and we'll take it to the left side. Reach the left leg up. Inhale. Knee to chest as you exhale. Good. Left leg reaches up. And step through that lunge. Try to land light. Back knee down as the left arm sweeps up. Beautiful. Left arm reaches back behind you to bring you up to that high lunge. And then framing that foot. Start to rotate those left toes as you spin the right toes, sitting down and then rotating that left knee in. Good. Move your hands, move your body all at the same time. Come back to that lunge. Sweeping the left leg high. This time bend the knee, open that hip. Good. Drawing left knee to left wrist this time, half pigeon. Pause. Take the right toes behind you as you lift the heart. Take a breath in, inhale. And exhale, planting your palms, tuck the toes, pull that knee back into the chest, extending that left leg up, inhale. And release to your down dog. Exhale, just pause. Good. Take a breath in. And just let it go. Good. Together one more time. Inhale, reach that right leg up. Pulling knee into chest, staying strong, and then right leg reaches up. Step through to your lunge. Back knee down as the right arm reaches. Right arm sweeps behind you to lift you up to that high lunge. Pause, controlling that movement. Release hands and then spin the right toes as you spin the left toes, sitting all the way down. Rotate that right knee down to the ground and then rotate that foot, coming back to your center, back to your lunge. Sweep that right leg high, bend the knee, open that hip, and coming into that half pigeon. Pause here. Taking that left foot behind you, let the hips drop to the floor as you lift the chest. Inhale. And we dismantle, hands to the mat, tuck the back toes, get strong, pull that knee into the chest, and then right leg reaches high. Release to your downward facing dog, reset. Good, left leg reaches high, inhale. Knee to chest as you exhale. Good, inhale, left leg up. And step through to that lunge. Back knee comes down as you twist. Good. Left arm reaches back to sweep you up to that high lunge. Back knee up. And then framing that foot, we take it into that Skandasana variation, spinning the right toes, coming all the way down. Notice how my upper body rotates as that left knee comes down. And then my body rotates as that left knee picks up, coming back to your lunge. Sweep the left leg high, bending that knee and opening the hip. Good. Left knee to left wrist. And pause. Sliding that right leg behind you. Take an inhale as you lift the heart, feeling that stretch. And then we dismantle, planting the palms. Pull that knee and make those adjustments. Left leg reaches high. And release, downward facing dog. Pause. Good. Start to step your feet towards the top of your space. Taking your feet nice and wide, toes out, heels in. Start to bend the knees and bring the hips in line with the knees. And if you feel okay here, start to drop the hips with the elbows on the knees. Good. Just pause. We want to think about rolling to the outer edges of the feet and really working those knees towards the pinky edge of our foot, getting heavy through the hips. Good. Finding a little forward fold here. Spin the heels, keeping the feet wide. Good. Do that again. Spinning the feet in, the toes out. Drop the hips down, coming into that frog pose. Palms come to touch. Good. Move the feet. Spin the heels so the feet are parallel and let your head drop. Good. One more time. Heels turn in, coming into that frog, lifting the chest, rolling to the outer edges of that feet and being patient with the body. You can always sit on a block here. And then finding that forward fold. Once again, pause. Good. So from here, keeping your feet wide, just start to bend your knees towards one another, bringing the tops of the feet flat, and sit your hips to your heels. Bringing the hands behind you for support. You want to press the knees together and press them down. Good. And if you feel okay here, you can bring the hands to the tops of the knees and just feel that stretch. Noticing the difference and coming back to where we first started. Good. Taking the hands behind you, go ahead and shift those hips up. Cross the ankles and shifting onto your butt this time, extending those feet out in front of you. Start by pulling this right foot in. Take that right arm to the inside of your right knee. Reach for your left foot. And then wrapping that arm around the shoulder. You can stay here, or you can start to sit up and bring that left hand behind you. Again, if that's not available to you, that's okay. I like to keep my hands out for support. We're still getting the same benefits by pressing this knee into the shoulder. Just pause. Flex your left foot. Stand on that right foot. Good. From here, dismantling, extending that right heel, pulling that left heel in. Again, making room, reaching for the inside of that foot first, and then wrapping that arm. And maybe you stay here, or maybe you start to take those right fingertips behind you for a bind. And today my shoulders are tight, so I'm just going to keep my hands where they are. You can always use a strap or a towel for this, but a full bind is really not necessary. Keep flexing those right toes. Keep pressing that left shoulder into your left knee. Notice what you feel. And then we release that, extending both heels. Good. Inhale, reach the arms up. And exhale, just fold over the legs. Just let that go. Good. Inhale, go ahead and sit up, scooting your hips towards the top of your space. Just pull your knees into your chest. Releasing your left foot to the ground, just extend that right heel and then pull heel to the glute. And just notice what you feel in the knees, the ankles, and the hips here. Good. Coming into a half happy baby, grab the outer edge of that right foot. And then just take the ankle onto that left knee for a figure four. Grabbing the back of your left thigh, letting the feet relax. And just pause. Good. Extend that right heel down to the ground, planting the foot underneath the knee, or you can always take the leg long. And then just start to extend that left heel up as you pull the heel to the glute again, just working back into that knee joint, just noticing the difference. Nothing fancy. Good, and then come into that half happy baby, grabbing the outer edge of the foot, pulling that knee down. And then as you're ready, taking that ankle onto the knee and coming back into figure four. Grabbing the back of your right thigh, letting the feet relax. Start to open that left knee with the left elbow. And then pulling both knees into the chest. Take your feet as wide as you can and let the knees fall to the midline. Again, if you don't feel anything here, you're going to take your feet wider, but we're rolling to the inner edge of the feet, really pressing those knees to the midline. I feel a little bit of weirdness in my pelvis and the back side. Just allowing the low back some freedom. And you can tick-tock the knees to the midline if that feels good, or just simply stay still here and just pause. And then we'll switch that out, bringing the soles of the feet together, let the knees open, bringing your hands to your hips or to your belly. Just gently close the eyes. Take a moment of stillness to absorb this space, absorb this movement, absorb this energy. Let everything settle. And then pulling the knees back into the chest, nice and slow. Just rock side to side, maybe draw some circles across the ceiling with the knees. Whatever feels good. And then as you're ready, rocking yourself up to a seat or rolling over onto one side to come to the top of your space, whether it be on your knees again or just sitting cross-legged. Bringing the hands together in front of your heart, as always, bowing the chin to the chest, just honoring ourselves for showing up, for taking the time, for carving out the space. Give yourself that salute. And bringing the thumbs right between the brow, lifting the gaze, finding gratitude for whatever it is we're grateful for today. And in that gratitude, we bow to this practice, to all things. Namaste. Thank you all once again. I hope you enjoyed this session. We'll see you for the next one. Ciao.